Yes, my name's George Buckley. I'm the Chief UK Economist at Deutsche Bank, and I'm speaking at the India Inc. Event on the 11th of June 2014. Yeah, well, I think the new government has got a lot of ideas, they've got a lot of plans, and hopefully it will lead to better governance in India. And if that's the case, then I think the UK has a lot to benefit from focusing on India as an export and FDI destination. Obviously, this is not something for the short term. Companies will need to think about investing and importing and exporting from India over a longer period, because it's going to take time before these changes have a real impact and before the changes even actually happen. But nonetheless, I think it's something which will be very beneficial to firms globally, but particularly in the UK, given our historical ties with India. Well, certainly I work for Deutsche Bank, and we have been using a significant amount of resources in India. We have huge ties with teams out in India who work for us. We've made use of that, and I think other banks could do the same thing. But in terms of finance, I think it's exceptionally important. FDI, for example, I think we are the biggest source of, or the biggest FDI flows are accounted for by the UK, between the UK and India within Europe. So I think it could be exceptionally important. Well, The Economist describes Mr. Modi's style as being more of a chief executive than it does a politician. And I think that's exactly the sort of thing which is needed in order to promote business ties between the UK and India. UK businesses are so focused on countries which are performing particularly poorly when it comes to trade. Countries or regions like the Euro area, like the US, where growth is not so bad, but it's still not particularly strong relative to the much faster growing economies of emerging markets, and in particular China, India. And we should be focusing a lot more on these economies where we can benefit from that strong growth, from huge populations. We talk about the EU, for example, as having a very large market open to us of 500 million people. Well, India's market is 2.5 times larger than that. So we should be focused on these countries, faster growing, larger economies such as India, a lot more than we have been.